Legacy and Historical Impact. Chapter 1. The Aftermath of Caesar's Death.
The aftermath of Caesar's death.
The assassination of Julius Caesar on the Ides of March, 44 BCE, marked a turning point in Roman history. In the immediate aftermath, Rome was plunged into chaos and uncertainty. Caesar's death created a power vacuum and set off a series of events that would ultimately lead to the end of the Roman Republic and the rise of the Roman Empire. In the days following Caesar's assassination, the city of Rome was rife with tension. The conspirators, led by Brutus and Cassius, initially believed they would be hailed as liberators. However, they quickly realized that the populace and the soldiers were not as supportive as they had hoped. Many Romans viewed Caesar as a hero and a reformer who had brought stability and prosperity. The conspirators had underestimated his popularity and the depth of loyalty he commanded. Mark Antony, a loyal supporter of Caesar, seized the opportunity to consolidate his power. At Caesar's funeral, Antony delivered a masterful speech that swayed public opinion against the conspirators. His famous oration, "Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears," ignited the crowd's emotions, leading to riots and the burning of the houses of Brutus and Cassius. Antony's actions were instrumental in turning the tide against the conspirators and setting the stage for the subsequent power struggles. The power vacuum left by Caesar's death also saw the emergence of his adopted heir and great-nephew, Octavian, later Augustus. Despite his youth, Octavian proved to be a shrewd and determined leader. He skillfully maneuvered through the complex political landscape, forming the second triumvirate with Antony and Lepidus. This alliance was initially effective in consolidating power and avenging Caesar's death, but it was not to last. As the triumvirate began to fracture, a series of civil wars ensued. The pivotal Battle of Philippi in 42 BCE saw the defeat of Brutus and Cassius, but this victory did not bring peace. Instead, it set the stage for further conflict between Antony and Octavian. Antony's alliance and romantic involvement with Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt, further complicated matters and alienated many Romans. The final showdown came at the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE, where Octavian's forces decisively defeated those of Antony and Cleopatra. This victory effectively ended the Roman Republic. Octavian returned to Rome as its unchallenged ruler and was later bestowed the title of Augustus, becoming the first emperor of Rome. This marked the beginning of the Roman Empire and a new era in Roman history. The aftermath of Caesar's death was a tumultuous period marked by power struggles, civil war, and the eventual establishment of a new political order. The transition from republic to empire was fraught with conflict, but it ultimately led to a period of relative stability and prosperity known as the Pax Romana. The legacy of Caesar's assassination reshaped the Roman world, laying the foundations for centuries of imperial rule.
Transformation of Roman Republic to Roman Empire.
The transformation of the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire was a gradual and complex process, marked by significant political, social, and military changes. This transition, which spanned over a century, fundamentally altered the nature of Roman governance and society. The decline of the Roman Republic began in the late 2nd century BCE, driven by internal conflicts, social inequality, and political corruption. The Gracchi brothers, Tiberius and Gaius, were among the first to challenge the status quo with their reformist agendas. Their attempts to address economic disparity and redistribute land were met with fierce opposition from the Senate, leading to their deaths and further destabilizing the Republic. The late Republic was characterized by a series of civil wars and power struggles among Rome's leading generals. Figures like Marius, Sulla, Pompey, and Julius Caesar used their military successes to gain political power, often bypassing traditional republican institutions. Julius Caesar's crossing of the Rubicon in 49 BCE and his subsequent dictatorship marked a critical point in the decline of the Republic. Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE plunged Rome into further turmoil. The power struggle between his supporters, primarily Mark Antony and Octavian, and his assassins led to the formation of the Second Triumvirate. This alliance temporarily stabilized Rome, but soon disintegrated into another civil war. The decisive Battle of Actium in 31 BCE saw Octavian defeat Antony and Cleopatra, paving the way for his sole rule. In 27 BCE, Octavian was granted the title of Augustus by the Senate, marking the official end of the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire. Augustus cleverly maintained the facade of republican governance while holding supreme power. His reign initiated the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and stability that lasted for over 2 centuries. The transformation from republic to empire also involved significant administrative and social reforms. Augustus restructured the Roman army, creating a standing professional force loyal to the emperor. He also reformed the tax system, developed infrastructure, and patronized the arts, contributing to Rome's prosperity and cultural flourishing. The Roman Empire's establishment was not just a political change, but a profound transformation in Roman identity and governance. The Republic's fall and the Empire's rise reshaped Rome's social fabric, creating a legacy that would influence Western civilization for millennia.
Chapter 2. Caesar's Enduring Legacy.
Historical interpretations and depictions.
Historical interpretations and depictions of the Roman Republic's transformation into the Roman Empire have varied greatly over the centuries. Historians, artists, and writers have long grappled with the complex causes and consequences of this pivotal period in Western history. Ancient sources provide the earliest interpretations. Roman historians, such as Livy and Tacitus, offer contrasting views. Livy, writing during the early years of the empire, often idealized the Republic, lamenting its decline while accepting the necessity of Augustus's reforms. Tacitus, on the other hand, was more critical of the imperial system, highlighting the moral decay and loss of freedom that accompanied the rise of autocracy. During the Renaissance, interest in classical antiquity revived, and scholars began re-examining Roman history through a humanist lens. Figures like Niccolò Machiavelli, in his discourses on Livy, praised the virtues of the Roman Republic and viewed its collapse as a cautionary tale of power's corrupting influence. This period saw a romanticization of republican ideals and a critical stance toward the empire's autocratic nature. The Enlightenment brought another wave of reinterpretation. Philosophers such as Montesquieu and Edward Gibbon analyzed the Roman Republic and Empire to draw lessons for their contemporary societies. Gibbon's seminal work, The History of the Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, argued that the Republic's fall was due to internal weaknesses exacerbated by the empire's expansive nature. His work emphasized the role of moral and civic decay in Rome's downfall. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, the study of Roman history became more systematic and professionalized. Historians like Theodore Mommsen, who won the Nobel Prize for his History of Rome, provided detailed analyses of Rome's political and legal institutions. Mommsen viewed the Republic's transformation as a complex process driven by social and economic factors, rather than a simple decline and fall narrative. Modern interpretations continue to evolve, incorporating interdisciplinary approaches and new methodologies. Social historians focus on the experiences of ordinary Romans, examining how the shift from republic to empire affected various social strata. Archaeological discoveries have also enriched our understanding, providing tangible evidence of how Roman society changed during this period. Depictions of this historical transition in popular culture have varied widely. Shakespeare's Julius Caesar dramatizes the moral and political dilemmas of the Republic's final days, focusing on themes of betrayal and ambition. In film and television, productions like Rome and I, Claudius explore the personal and political intrigues of key historical figures, blending historical fact with artistic license. The legacy of Rome's transformation continues to resonate. The Republic's ideals of civic duty and republicanism have influenced modern democratic thought, while the empire's administrative innovations have left a lasting mark on governance and law. As historians and artists revisit this era, they contribute to an ongoing dialogue about power, governance, and the complexities of historical change.
Caesar's influence on subsequent leaders and cultures.
Julius Caesar's impact extended far beyond his lifetime, influencing countless leaders and cultures across centuries. His legacy is evident in political, military, and cultural arenas, shaping the course of Western civilization. Caesar's military strategies and accomplishments have been studied and emulated by numerous military leaders. His campaigns in Gaul, chronicled in Commentarii de Bello Gallico, showcased his tactical genius and ability to inspire loyalty among his troops. Leaders like Napoleon Bonaparte and George S. Patton admired Caesar's boldness and strategic acumen, drawing lessons from his victories and failures. Politically, Caesar's ascent to power and his subsequent reforms left a lasting imprint on governance. His centralization of authority and restructuring of the Roman government paved the way for the imperial system. Augustus, his adopted heir, built on Caesar's foundation to establish the Roman Empire, which became a model of centralized governance. The title Caesar itself evolved into a symbol of imperial authority used by subsequent rulers, such as the Russian czars and German kaisers. Caesar's influence is also evident in the cultural and ideological domains. Renaissance humanists revered him as a paragon of classical virtues, embodying both the intellect and martial prowess idealized in the era. Artists like Michelangelo and Shakespeare depicted Caesar in their works, reflecting on his complex legacy. Shakespeare's play Julius Caesar explores themes of power, betrayal, and ambition, cementing Caesar's place in literary and cultural history. In the realm of political philosophy, Caesar's life and death sparked debates on the nature of power and the limits of authority. Thinkers like Niccolò Machiavelli scrutinized Caesar's rise and fall, drawing insights into political strategy and leadership. Machiavelli's The Prince reflects on the necessity of pragmatism and the often harsh realities of political life, lessons drawn in part from Caesar's career. Caesar's reforms had profound social impacts, many of which resonate to this day. His calendar reform, resulting in the Julian calendar, remained in use in the West until the Gregorian reform in the 16th century. The introduction of the leap year and the reorganization of the calendar months have enduring legacies in how we measure and perceive time. The propagation of Caesar's image and legacy was also facilitated by subsequent leaders who sought to legitimize their rule by associating themselves with him. Augustus skillfully used Caesar's image to bolster his own authority, commissioning monuments and coins bearing Caesar's likeness. This practice of political iconography set a precedent for rulers throughout history who used imagery to assert their legitimacy and connect themselves to revered predecessors. In modern times, Caesar's life continues to be a subject of fascination and study. His blend of military prowess, political ambition, and cultural impact makes him a multifaceted figure whose legacy provides rich material for historical analysis and popular culture alike. From academic studies to movies and novels, Caesar's influence endures, reflecting the timeless nature of his story and its relevance to discussions on leadership, power, and human nature. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more great content like this. Hit the bell icon to get notifications whenever we upload new videos so you never miss out. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more exciting videos.
The voices in this recording were created with the assistance of OpenAI.